Taking on an Imperial armory?
Are you not joining us?
Us? How many of us are there?
Now we are 7.
7. 7 against the garrisons.
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So that Vel Sartha vintage collection figure, which I picked up in the Entertainer in Cambridge for an unbelievable £4 bargain. I loved it so much, even though I still don't think the facial sculpt does look like the actress. I really rate the figure. I was really happy with it. And then if you watched my my lame, what was it? It was the week before it closed, action figure haul, where I picked up the Black Series Vel. So I'm trying to, stand back from the Black Series, and now I've got Vel from Andor. Honestly, it looks great. It says £21 on the actual box, but it was actually £17, so I got it half price, which I just think is amazing. So £8.50. Let your eyes be your guide. Also picked up the Mon as well, again from Andor, or Mon Mothma, and she was £7.50. So honestly, I couldn't say no at those prices. And I do love the Andor series. If you follow my channel, you know how much I love Andor. I think it's the, I loved Rogue One as well, but I think the Andor series is my favourite Disney Plus series from the Star Wars franchise. It's just great. A lot of people moaned about it because it's a little bit slow. I don't think it's slow. I think it's the right pace. It's got suspense and a mystery. I think it's great. I think it's a great series. I can't wait for Series 2, which will be coming in the year 2025. So not long to wait. Christmas around the corner. So Vel Sartha, or Safa, I don't know how you say her surname, but yeah, it does look good. I love the image on the side. So the image on the side of the box does look like the actress, but I'm still not convinced the vintage collection version does look like her. So it'll be interesting to see what the Black Series looks like. But this was one of the figures that I was a bit concerned with, because it's as light as a feather, and it's all sealed, but I still think, I don't know, I've got a bad feeling about this one. I still think it's empty. So it has all the tape seals on the bottom, the side of the box, as you can see, and on the top of the box. But obviously, if the figure is missing, I've said before, she's a very small framed woman, so possibly it is a really light figure. But if it's missing, I can just contact the wonderful Daniel from Lane Customer Services, and I'm sure he'll sort it out for me. But talking of dude, I spoke to my son, and we've been watching the old 80s movies, so we watched all the Terminators, although he refused to watch the end of the last Terminator, which had the original Sarah Connor, Linda, I can't remember her surname. We watched the first half and he was just bored by the second half. But yeah, we're watching the 80s movies. We watched Poltergeist the other week as well. But we're going to watch Wayne's World this weekend, so that should be interesting. And of course, Wayne's World has got the wonderful, Ralph Brown, Danny from With Now and I, Camberwell Carrot. So that'll be interesting, because I've never seen Wayne's World. I just didn't fancy it. Maybe it's because they used the word dude. Maybe that's what it was. But anyway, we'll be watching that. But yeah, I'm going to get Vel opened. Just check. The box. It's a lovely box, but obviously this is an old figure, because apparently I don't know anything about Star Wars figures and up-to-date figures and old figures. I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. Even though, as I've mentioned on many occasions, my action figure of choice is the retro collection. So these are bonuses bought in in a game store which was closing down with a 50% half price sale. So I don't know, some people, some people. But so I'm going to get Vel open. There's only one way to do this. You've got to open from the bottom. So I'm going to cut the tape. And fingers crossed, there is a figure in here. Right, so here we go. Oh look, she is there, look. Vel is there. Look at that, I mean, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No wonder Hasbro tried to introduce this windowless box. I mean, I know they're trying to save the planet, but there's literally nothing there whatsoever, which obviously saves the costs for Hasbro. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get her out of the packet with her accessory, which is that wonderful AK-47 machine gun, and we'll have a proper look. Right, so here's Vel, and I've got to say, she doesn't look like the Vintage Collection version. She does actually look like the actress. She really does. So I do think in this case the Black Series sculpting is far superior than the Vintage Collection. But she looks really, really good. I love the detail on her jacket. The face sculpt, well, I think it's spot on. I think it really does look like her. But I love the hair on the back as well, and the definition and the details. Really, really good figure. And £8.50. Let your eyes be your guide. So I mean, it's basically exactly the same figure as the Vintage Collection, which I've got. I don't know if you can see in the background there, but yeah, just having a look at the articulation. Yeah, again, and this is like what I like about the Black Series, or the recent Black Series releases. It's just, I don't know, I just think that they're just far more poseable. So, yeah, I think the articulation, you know, on the knees and the feet, I think it'd be good, because the earlier ones that I got, which kind of put me off, the feet were so bad you could hardly get them to stand up. And that reminds me of the, you know, the Dungeons and Dragons movie figures, Honor Amongst Thieves. I love that movie and I love the figures, but they don't really stand up properly. You know, still made by Hasbro, but this is great. I love the head sculpt. I think they've done a really good job. It'll be interesting to see. So I mean, they're completely different figures, obviously, but yeah, the faces are completely different. But yeah, they honestly, they do look really, really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at her AK-47 and see if it's as good as the Vintage Collection one, which I was really surprised at how good the Vintage Collection one was. So let's have a look at her gun, and we'll go from there. But it's a really lightweight figure. So, you know, honestly, I didn't think there was a figure in that box at all. But I'm going to have a look at her gun, and we'll go from there. Right, so here's her gun. So as soon as I saw it, I was a bit worried because it didn't have the kind of back bit in the packet, and then I realised that you actually undo it, and it's a lot more sturdy. That's not going to fall off, and it's it's not in massively thick plastic, but it's really decent. It's not going to bend or anything. It's a lovely gun, and it's got, you know, lovely detail and lovely silver paint applications on there. If you look at the back, it's a really, really good gun. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, it's got a lot of movement on there, so a lot of moving parts. So yeah, really impressed by that gun. I think they've done a really good job. So I'm gonna, it's even on the top there. Look at the silver on the top there. So I'm gonna set Vel up with her gun, see what she looks like. But honestly, I'm really impressed by this figure. Great price, absolutely great price. I'm so glad I picked her up, even though I'm stepping away from the Black Series. I keep telling myself. Right, so here she is, and I've got to say, Vel looks absolutely amazing. She's so poseable. I mean, definitely her ankle joints are they're just amazing. You know, that's the important thing. You need decent joints so you can do like you know, poses, because I do like to do action figure photography. I would have liked to have taken Vel and Andor to the seaside, to the beach. I think that would have been good, especially with a shore trooper. But one thing I've noticed, so I've got stood next to Andor, which again is a fantastic figure, which I picked up in Lame. I think I might have paid £10 for it. I know it got reduced to £5, but it's a really good figure, and I'd like to get him in the vintage collection, even though he's got shore trooper boots. But when I was similar to the vintage collection, when I was posing Vel, I was trying to do the pose similar to the art on the front of the box. But one of the things I've noticed is the gun. So if you look at the tip of the gun, it's really short. So I'm thinking, what is going on? What's going on there? I thought, do I pull out the end of the gun, similar to the box? I mean, let me just show you on the box. So on the actual box, you can see how long the gun should be, and then of course I've got the vintage collection version here as well. And Vel does have a long gun. You can see that quite clearly there. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe you just pull it out or something, because the actual part does seem quite trying to get into focus. Does seem quite loose at the edge. So I've tried to pull it out, because that's the thing. These Star Wars figures, they never give you instructions on how to. You know, I mean, it's quite obvious how you set these figures up. You know, you don't really need instructions, but when it comes to the little extras, it would be good to have a couple of tips. So I've tried pulling out the end of the gun, but no, I can't get it to move. So I'm going to look into it. So obviously I've never watched a review of the Vel figure, because I don't really buy Black Series figures. So I will need to look into that to see why the gun is shorter than the vintage collection version. So yeah, that's strange. I think I'm doing something wrong. It must be something that I can do to pull that little edge out, because it is loose at the end. It's loose on there. So I will look into that. But overall, the figure is amazing. You know, I've mentioned before that the joints, especially on the ankles, are just great. The figure is so poseable, and just like the vintage collection version, it's just wonderful paint applications and a better face sculpt, if I'm honest. 10 out of 10 any day of the week. 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just an unbelievable figure, and for £8.50, let your eyes be your guide. Yeah, I think I did well. I think I did well at the at Lame, you know, on their their final few days in St Evenage. So I'm really happy, really happy with this with this figure. Just the gun, just that issue with the gun. I don't know. I'll have to read up on it. I'll have to read up on it because it just doesn't look right. But as I say, I've tried pulling that little end bit out, but I just can't do it. And I was really impressed by the gun, the way it kind of folds up and everything. But she does look good with Andor, and then obviously I'll get Senator Mon Mothma, or the Mon as I like to call her, out of the box. But yeah, just bargains galore at Lame at the moment. Very much looking forward to going to the new Sports Direct, which will be opening in St Evenage very soon on the Roaring Meg, with the smaller scale Lame inside. So that should be good. But yeah, great figure, 10 out of 10, £8.50. Just honestly a wonderful bargain, and I look forward to taking some action figure photos with her, because it's just a wonderful figure. But yeah, just a shame about that gun. It's just really strange. I think I'm doing something wrong. I really do think I'm doing something wrong with it. But it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't stand her up now. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. It also helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.